Joining us now is Catherine Hadro, host of Pro-Life Weekly on EWTN. Catherine, welcome back. So glad to have you here. So what did you make of Senator Schumer's comments?
Wow. That was so divisive, but unfortunately, that kind of angry rhetoric is not surprising coming from these pro-abortion rallies that happen on the steps of the Supreme Court. I mean, it's really when you're on the steps of the Supreme Court at these rallies, the tension between both sides is palpable. But it is dangerous, to stir up that anger and to put that out there. You don't know how people are going to take those comments. I hope the senator apologizes clearly. I think we're going to continue to see calls for that in the coming days. And something I also want to point out is Senator Schumer was really attacking by name Justices Gorsuch and Kavanaugh about this case. But I want to remind the senator and viewers as well, this was not the pro-life side who brought this case to the Supreme Court. This Louisiana case was brought on by the abortion facility. They're the ones who sued. They're the reason why this case is at the high court this week.
Yeah, and I want to ask you, those comments that he made, what kind of message does that send to pro-lifers?
I mean, it does. Again, it's this message of anger, and it seems like intentionally vague, which is very dangerous. So again, like for pro-lifers, we don't want to imitate or mimic that kind of rhetoric. And again, you can see it's the peace in the pro-life movement that is very visible, even on the steps of the Supreme Court. The day before the Supreme Court case on Wednesday, a pro-life group, Students for Life of America, even held a prayerful vigil. That's the tone. That's truly the pro-life movement. That's that peace and that prayer. And so that's something we need to continue to carry on in the face of this angry rhetoric we're seeing from abortion advocates.
Absolutely. I know that you were at the Supreme Court yesterday for the oral arguments. What was it like being there, and what did the lawyers say?
I mean, that was really fascinating, I'll tell you, Tracy, because these Supreme Court oral arguments, they're not televised. It's not like Congress when you can turn on the Senate speeches and watch them and stream them. And so to actually be there in person and to hear the back and forth between the lawyers and the justices, you can really glean a lot of insight into judicial style, judicial reasoning, insight you can't really get from reading the transcripts. So what did the lawyers say? Well, the plaintiff, the side of the abortion provider, they were trying to make this argument that, well, this Louisiana law is identical, they said, quote, identical to the Texas law that the Supreme Court struck down 4 years ago in Hellerstedt. Now, that is actually not true, and there's multiple reasons why that is not true. Now, when it comes to Louisiana's Solicitor General was making the argument there is substantial evidence why this pro-life law is necessary, from safety and health violations, malpractice, even testimony from post-abortive women themselves.
Yeah, well, quickly, I know we don't have much time, but I want to get to your show. Let's talk about tonight.
Yes, well, this week was a huge one for the pro-life movement and with the topic of abortion when it comes to the Supreme Court case. So we speak with Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry, Louisiana Solicitor General Liz Morrell, who was the one who argued in the Supreme Court yesterday, and we also have a one-on-one with Senator Mitch McConnell. I mean, he played really a pivotal role when it comes to shaping the court and to the justices there.
Yeah, sounds like an exciting show. Can't wait to watch it. Thank you so much, Catherine.
Thank you, Tracy.